What's up, guys? It's RoboAwesome here. Today we're discussing the history of Forza's partnerships. It's very interesting, kind of, and it can explain a lot of the stuff that we're missing in some of these games. And some of it doesn't explain that. First we're going to go to cars, then we're going to go to motorsports, and then we're going to finish off with companies. So let's get right into it. First things first, McLaren. McLaren has had many partnerships with Forza. They have been such good partners with Forza that they have been on 2 cover cars. Both the McLaren Senna and the McLaren P1 have been on a Forza cover. The McLaren Senna was on the Forza Horizon 4 cover, while the McLaren P1 was on the Forza Motorsport 5 cover. They've had a great relationship with Forza, and the cars continue to be in the games. Quick message for you guys real quick. If you want to download this design on this Ferrari GTO 599 in Forza Horizon 4, or any of my other designs in Forza Motorsport 7, or Forza Horizon 4, or Forza Motorsport 6, my creator name is up on the screen now, and not at the bottom. It's up on the top. Yeah, someone just invited me to a party. We can just black that out. And also, I have a Discord with a few friends. It's a Forza Racing Discord. If you like to race in Forza, which you probably do if you're watching this video, on anything, like on Horizon 4, we did a race on that recently, or Motorsport 7, which we're planning to do a race on that. The link in the Discord is in the description, and it's also on my channel on that top banner in the bottom right corner if you want to join the Discord and have some fun racing with some other people who love Forza as much as you. Now back to the video. Next, Porsche. Porsche has had an interesting relationship with Forza. They were in the first game, and I think maybe the second, but then they disappeared. That's because EA had a exquisite deal with Porsche, so Porsches could only be in EA games. What did other companies do? They put RUFs, or roughs, or however you want to say it, in their games, which are basically Porsches tuned and go crazy fast. They use Porsche chassis, but everything else is RUF. Porsche had made the return back in Forza Horizon 3 as Forzathon cars, and they were extremely rare. Then they officially returned in Forza Motorsport 7. This was the first time Porsches were free and you didn't have to buy a DLC to get the Porsches. And this was huge. Porsche has continued to be in Forza games, and the Porsche GT2 RS was even the cover car of Forza Motorsport 7. When Forza Motorsport 7 was revealed, the Porsche GT2 RS was revealed. That's how good Porsche's relationship is with Forza now that they are back together again. Next, Toyota. Toyota has been absent in both Forza Motorsport 7 and Forza Horizon 4, but they're back in Forza Horizon 4. You're probably wondering the reason they left. Well, they had a 2-year contract with, Gran Turismo. So, Toyotas could only be in Gran Turismo Sport. That deprived us of the new Supra, the old Supra, the Corolla, the AE86, the HL6A, and other Toyotas that we have been missing forever. The only Toyotas we got were trucks that were from Top Gear, and Top Gear had the rights to for some reason. I don't know why they had the rights to Toyotas. But now that they're back, they will be in Motorsport 8, and they're in Horizon 4, with some being released each month. This month it's MR2s and Corollas, and I always love the MR2s. They're one of my favorite cars to drive. Anyways, we will definitely see Toyota in the next Forza games, and probably for the rest of Forza's life. That was really mean of Gran Turismo to do. We didn't get Toyotas in Need for Speed either. And Need for Speed needs Toyotas. It's like part of the game. Now into motorsports. So, starting off, we have Formula 1. Formula 1 is the top motorsport. It's like the Super Bowl of motorsports. It's the best. These are where the best drivers are, and it's the most, well, it's arguably the most difficult and most extreme form of racing, besides maybe Group B rally, but that's illegal. Since Forza Motorsport 5, we've had one Formula 1 car in the game. We've had more than that, actually, but we've had one modern one. In Forza Motorsport 5 and 6, we had the Lotus E23 2015. In Forza Motorsport 7, though, we got an upgrade to the Renault RS17. Surprisingly, these are the same Formula 1 team. Lotus's Formula 1 team was bought by Renault at the very end of 2015 season. And then Lotus Formula 1 team is dead, and the Renault Formula 1 team was born. So, both the E23 and the RS17 are part of the same Formula 1 team. And they both don't do very well, especially now. Renault is not doing very good at all. Especially with their loss of Daniel Ricciardo recently. But we have had other Formula 1 cars, such as 90s Formula 1 cars, 70s Formula 1 cars, and 60s Formula 1 cars. But we haven't had many modern ones, only one per game, which is extremely disappointing. So hopefully Formula 1 or other companies will be able to give Forza some more Formula 1 cars. If the Crew 2 can get a Red Bull Racing Formula 1 car, but Forza can't, that's pretty sad, because the Crew 2 is an arcade game, and it's open world, and they can get a Formula 1 car from an actual Formula 1 company. But Forza Motorsport can't. That's pretty sad. And Red Bull is actually doing good recently with Alex Albon and Max Verstappen. So hopefully we can get some more Formula 1 cars in the next Forza game, and some Formula 1 tracks such as Monaco and some other ones that I can't think of off the top of my head right now. The next motorsport, IndyCar. IndyCar is basically Formula 1 for America, except we only drive around in circles most of the time, except for a few circuits. IndyCar has had a healthy relationship with Forza Motorsport. The cars have only appeared in Forza Motorsport because open-wheeled cars on a Forza Horizon game is not a good idea, if you ask me. But in Forza Motorsport 7, everyone was disappointed when Indy cars weren't in the initial release. Luckily, though, they did add a free DLC that added Indy cars back into the game for free, so everyone could drive their favorite Indy cars. The Indy cars now are a bit outdated. I think they're 2017 Indy cars, which is pretty old, and there have been lots of changes to the Indy cars these days, such as the face shield. So we will most likely see Indy cars in the next Forza Motorsport game, which is Forza Motorsport 8. And hopefully we will get a lobby just for Indy cars, because that would be really fun, if you ask me. Recently, I've been watching a lot of NASCAR because it's like the only motorsport on due to quarantine. And I have to say, after watching it for a little bit, I like it a lot more than I used to. It's really interesting, actually, once you get into it. And NASCAR has also had a pretty okay relationship with Forza. Forza Motorsport 7 was the first Forza Motorsport, I think, to have NASCAR for free. All of the earlier ones, you had to pay for a DLC. This kind of makes sense since NASCAR would probably want people to buy NASCAR Heat instead of Forza to drive NASCARs, which, you know, kind of makes sense. But luckily, they finally listened and had a partnership good enough with Forza to allow NASCARs to be free in Forza, which is great because I've always wanted to drive some NASCARs in Forza, and I have finally been able to. Next, IMSA. IMSA is kind of a corporation, kind of a racing series, but basically they're like SCCA, but more aggressive, I guess you could say. So they do stuff like GT3, for example, as you're seeing right now. So Forza has a very strong partnership with IMSA, stronger than the SCCA actually. But the thing is, we barely have any IMSA cars, especially new ones. Again, the newest car is like a 2017, and most of them are even more outdated than that. Like, we have a 2009 Aston Martin. I think it's 2009 at least. It might be a 2007 now that I think about it. But that's just old. That car is no longer competitive in the IMSA races. And same with LMP1 and LMP2 cars. We do not have the newest LMP1 and LMP2 cars. More new than Forza, but still not exactly. More new than the GT3 cars, but still not exactly the newest. We don't even have the IMSA decal in our manufacturer decals. I know they're technically not a manufacturer, but it still should be there because it's a very common decal on many of these cars due to them being IMSA cars, you know? So the relationship is very strong, but we barely have any IMSA cars like we really need. So hopefully they will actually use that partnership with IMSA in the next Forza game and give us some more touring cars and LMP1 cars and some IMSA tracks even, and the IMSA decal in the painting thing, because the fact that I can't use that triggers me, because I really don't want to actually make one, which I probably should. This is kind of off topic and kind of a weird partnership, but I had to talk about it. So, manufacturer decals. Look at all of these manufacturer decals we have. Guess what's missing? A lot of stuff that Forza has partnerships with. Pirelli, NASCAR, Formula 1 logo, the IMSA logo, the SCCA logo. There's a bunch of logos that we are missing that we need to have in the manufacturer decals. And you see up here, according to the car that you have, it does give you the car's badge. So for Mercedes, we should also have like AMG, the car's actual name, so we can put those on there. So like we can make people think that our stock SLK 55 is actually an SLK 55 AMG. Now for our first actual company thing. So Forza Motorsport has a bunch of car packs, as you guys know, and they are usually sponsored by companies that pay them, I guess, to have their name on the car pack. For example, the K1 Speed car pack, the Dell car pack, the Totino's car pack, the Doritos car pack, the Samsung QLED TV car pack. And then we have the Fate of the Furious car pack. So this is the next main thing that I'm going to talk about. Forza's partnership with the Fast and Furious. Fast and Furious has been in Forza since Forza Horizon 2. And that's when they actually add an expansion pack. But since then, we've had a Fast and Furious car pack in, I think, every Forza game after Forza Horizon 2. Just a car pack with cars from the latest Fast and Furious movie, which come out every 2 years. We always think it's the last one, but somehow Universal makes another one, which is kind of triggering. Seriously, like Fate of the Furious, you'd think that's the last one, and then now we're on like the, oh wait, yeah, Fate of the Furious, we'd think that's the last one, and now we're on like the 9th or 10th one. This is insane, and Universal needs to stop making these movies. So, that's about all I have to say about that. Next, Top Gear. This is a BBC show, which is British Broadcasting Channel. I'm pretty sure all of you have heard of it if you're watching this video and if you're a car guy, and you've probably seen them on YouTube or whatnot. Preseason 22 is the best. No offense to the new guys, but the old guys are better. That's why people watch Grand Tour now. Anyways, Top Gear was first introduced into the Forza series very early on. I think it was either 3 or 4, where they introduced Top Gear Test Track. They let you race, I think, a Ford Ka. I think it was that. It was some slow car against other celebrities to try to beat those celebrities' times around the Top Gear Test Track. And then in Forza Motorsport 5, they had Richard Hammond, James May, and Jeremy Clarkson narrate some of the cars, such as Forza Vista and the intro to the career modes for, like, say, Hot Hatch or other ones. And that was really cool. They did the best Forza Vista things, and I really think that they should come back with Forza Vista. And then in Forza Horizon 4, we have the story, I guess you could call it, with Top Gear, with the original host, I'm pretty sure. I think it was Jeremy Clarkson and the Stig and all that, with the Tractor and the G-Wagon 6x6 and other cars that you could unlock. Very cool. Top Gear is a great show. No offense to the new guys, but the old guys were better though. If you haven't seen Top Gear Preseason 22, go look it up on YouTube. It's really funny. And if you have Amazon Prime, go watch the Grand Tour, which is basically the same thing, except, you know, not the same name. I'm so glad Forza has partnered with Top Gear, and they should continue to for the rest of both of them, the show and the game's career. Next, Hot Wheels. Hot Wheels have been in Forza as long as I can remember, but their peak time in Forza was the second expansion pack for Forza Horizon 3. I don't have Horizon 3 downloaded on my Xbox now, although I do own it, so that's why I'm not in the Hot Wheels expansion pack. And let me say, that is one of the best expansion packs Forza has ever done. It was wonderfully done, and I spent most of my time in Forza Horizon 3 in that expansion pack. It was super fun. But Hot Wheels cars have always and will always be in Forza, and they're great fun little cars, and we've had many of them, and they're usually free most of the time. Sometimes there's Hot Wheels DLCs, which makes me sad because I always want to drive these Hot Wheel cars. But luckily, recently, most of the Hot Wheels have been free and relatively easy to get, such as in Forza Motorsport 7, it was a free DLC. In Horizon, it's just do these Forzathon challenges and earn a twin mill or a rip rod or whatever. So, now to our next thing, and you probably know what it's gonna be. So, let's get into it. After about 10 minutes of loading and searching by country for a car, we finally got here. LEGO Speed Champions Expansion. This is the first time LEGO has done some partnerships with Forza. And let me say, this is the worst expansion that has ever come out of a Horizon game. It's just bad. The physics are great, but it's not good at all. There are so many problems with it. For one, it does not match Forza's image at all. The Hot Wheels one didn't either, but they did that one well. It was actually fun. But the LEGO one, the story is boring, the roads are boring, just everything about it is boring. They didn't even have that many cars. They had like, what, 6 I think in total. There was a Chiron, there was a Senna, there was a Porsche, there was a Mini Cooper, and there was one other, I think. A Ferrari F40. And I think that was it. That's barely anything. And they're all made of Legos. And even your driver is a Lego. It's just too unrealistic. At least in the what's that thing called? At least in the Hot Wheels expansion, you were not a Lego character. But in this one, oh, it's just so bad. It's like, I'm fine with Lego and Forza partnering up, but if they make something like this, no. And even worse, all of the cars that you could earn in this expansion already are in the game. All you're doing is getting the Lego version of it. It's not better in any way. It's not worse in any way, which it should be worse because it's literally made out of Lego. Trust me, I have nothing against Legos. I love Legos. Legos are great, but this is just bad. Like, do people actually like this? Because the only thing we got out of it, I think, is over here. This racetrack. That's the only thing we got out of it. With this drag strip, the NASCAR looking racetrack, and the infield and everything. That is the only thing we got out of this. And also I have to say that the expansion pack's map is smaller and more diverse than the actual game's map. I mean, there's a desert, there's an actual airport. Oh, another thing we got out of this, an actually good drag strip. The airport, and this one over there. But, yeah. It's sad that your DLC is more diverse in land than the actual game. We have a desert in this game. We have sand dunes in this game. We have a beach in this game. Not in this game, in this pack. We have a city. We have a racetrack. See, the next Forza Horizon really needs a racetrack. I'm going to make a video discussing Forza Horizon and just everything about it with a friend. So, go check out that. It's in the top right corner when I actually make it. So, that's about all. Lego bad. Hot Wheels good. Yeah. Okay, no idea what this dude's talking about. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Like and subscribe. Talk about what I should make in the comments down below, because I literally have no ideas, and I really need your guys' help. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. Goodbye.